Hi, and welcome to Eyes Wide Open, a daily short podcast on the topic of Moshiach and the upcoming redemption, dedicated in memory of Rabbi Tzvi ben Alexander HaKohen Kogan Hashem Yimkim Yomei. We're going to turn to a new topic today, which is the discussion of how important it is for us to believe and hope for Moshiach to come. As we're going to talk about today, the topic of Moshiach is not just a theoretical one. The understanding that the Torah promises that one day Moshiach will come, usher in the Messianic age, rebuild the third temple, bring the entire Jewish people to the land of Israel, but something that is actually a very core belief at the heart of Judaism, which is why I created this podcast, why we're talking about this every single day, because it's that important. There are certain core beliefs that every Jew is obligated to have. For example, to believe in God, or to believe in Torah, or to believe that in prophecy, that God prophesizes through select individuals. One of those core beliefs is to believe that Mashiach will come, to believe that one day there will be a king, as we've talked about, a Jewish king, a direct paternal descendant of King David, who will return as king, return monarchy to the Jewish people, rebuild the third temple, and bring the entire Jewish people back to the land of Israel. And when talking about this prophecy, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, who is arguably one of the main authorities on the topic of Mashiach, says it's not enough to just believe in Mashiach, but one is required to expectantly yearn, to hope for Mashiach. There's a phrase in the famous Ani Mammon, I believe, that Ani Mammon be'emunah shalima be'viat HaMashiach, I believe with complete faith in the coming of Mashiach. Even if Mashiach seems to be taking a long time to turn up, I still wait for him. And not just I still believe in him, I still yearn for him. I still hope for him. The belief of Mashiach is not enough to just believe in a theoretical level, but it needs to affect it needs to affect an emotional level. We need to also hope for Mashiach. And it's very similar to the belief in God. The belief in God, that there is a creator who is infinite and yet able to create finite things, who creates every single detail of existence, is not meant to be just a theoretical belief that there is a God and good to know. But it's meant to affect us. That if there is a God, an infinite God who has created everything, then Loi Roi Lavit. He is fitting to serve. We should connect him. We should want to get to know him. We should want to, in some way, have something to do with him. In a similar sense, when we understand why we believe in Mashiach, why Mashiach is so important in Judaism, then a person will be affected to the extent that they won't just be belief anymore, but they'll want that. And if one finds themselves struggling to hope for Mashiach, struggling to want for Mashiach, it's a sign that perhaps they don't fully understand or fully connected with the idea of what Mashiach is going to accomplish. Because this is what the Rambam is saying, is that when one truly understands why we want Mashiach, one will come to want Mashiach because it's that important. So that's going to be the topic of the next few days, why it's so important to want for Mashiach.